All right, 2021 Ducati Diavel 1260S. We're going to talk about tire pressure. There is a sticker here on the neck, and it'll tell you right there what the tire pressure should be, the specification when cold, which means you haven't driven it or ridden it for at least 4 hours or so. The front should be at 36.3, as well as the rear, 36.3 psi. If you have a passenger on the bike, then you want to run the front at 37.7 and the rear at 42.1. If you're going to ride with a passenger on the rear, my recommendation is to turn this up all the way, so clockwise until you bottom it out, and then turn this one clockwise, which actually tightens up the spring, okay? So that's what you want to do. This one and this one as well. Now, let's come over here. 36.3, all right, for the front and the rear solo rider. So this is a Milton tire pressure gauge. It's absolutely fantastic. I picked it up on Amazon. They have a $250 variant of this, but I think this one's about $59 or so, 65 maybe. It's dual action, which essentially means if you pull the trigger halfway, it lets air out. And if you pull it all the way, it injects air, okay? So, and when you let go, you'll get your tire pressure reading, no problem. All right, so we want about 36.3. When you take it off, it's actually gonna drop. So it's fine if you do it, to 36.7, between 36.7 and 9. You can see that it's already starting to drop. So this Milton tire pressure gauge has a fantastic, nozzle here with a lever on it, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more air in here, and then we'll pop this guy off. All right, so this little nozzle, when you pull it, okay, there's a little retention clip in there, or retaining clip, and you can see how that works, right? So the Milton tire pressure gauge, actually, when you purchase it, it comes with this particular hose, okay? You can see here. It's a shorter hose, and it's got a straight nozzle on it. So this works pretty good. It works okay. You can definitely use it with this. Although when you're doing this tire, you kind of have to bend the nozzle at like a 90-degree angle to get it in there, right? So this one I picked up on their website. I think it was about $27. Definitely worth it. This one does make it a little bit easier to fill up the front tire because the valve on the front tire has a 90-degree neck on it, so you can just go straight in. But you can also do it with this nozzle, right? So I'll just demonstrate that really quick. So here we've got this guy, and to do it with one hand is just a little tricky because it is a rotating nozzle. It does rotate. So we're going to shove it on there as far as it'll go, like that. So you can see it sits on there. Now this clip does rest on the spoke a little bit, so you just want to be really careful when you're moving this thing. You don't move it around while it's on there, okay? Because otherwise you'll get, you'll scratch it up. So just keep it like that. And we're going to go all the way up to 36.3 here. It's a little hot. Yeah, that ought to do it, because when I pop it off, it's going to lose some pressure. I just picked up this Porter Cable air compressor at I think I got it at Home Depot. I think it was like $99 or $89 on sale. Absolutely, if you don't have a little air compressor, I highly recommend that you pick one up. If you have a garage, you definitely want to have an air compressor for sure, without a doubt. If you do end up picking up a digital tire pressure gauge, don't buy the cheap ones. This is something you can have for life. The Milton, you might think, oh, $60 or $250, that's crazy, but you'll have it for life. If you buy a cheap one, after 6 months, 12 months, it's not going to work anymore. You're going to have all kinds of problems with it. I had a few buddies that picked up $30 or $40, digital tire inflators off of Amazon, and they failed after like 6 months. Total pieces of crap. This does use 2 AAA batteries, And if you're going to put batteries into any kind of electronics device that you're going to have sitting around in your tool cabinets or on your workbench, you want to use like Energizer Ultimate Lithium batteries, because the Ultimate Lithiums, they do not leak acid, okay? Alkaline batteries leak acid, and they lose about 10% of their charge or their power per month until they hit zero, and then they start leaking acid. So use the Ultimate Lithiums, and keep your tire pressure, check it. Keep your tires inflated, check it every week. I'm not kidding, every single week, you know. This bike will lose about 5 to 10 pounds inside of a month and a half, maybe 2 months. It'll lose 5 to 10 pounds. I lose about 1 to 2 pounds per week, sometimes more. It just depends on, you know, the temperature conditions and the swings in the temperature. But the reason I say check it weekly is because if you go out riding, you can pick up a staple, a nail, a screw, anything like that. And if you don't notice it, you know, you'll come out and check your tire with your foot, or you'll look at it and you'll be like, yeah, it's fine. But in reality, it could be 10 or 15 pounds shy, and that's something that you're not going to really be able to notice, okay? On a vehicle, on a car, you can more or less visually detect if a tire is 10, 15 pounds short. Like, you can see that on a car, but not so much on a motorcycle. So, you know, absolutely check your tire pressure. 10 pounds difference between the spec, that could be the difference between life and death when you're out there on the road, all right? Stay safe, guys.